Okay, so today I wanted to demonstrate some G tech that I've developed, looking at him more in the sense of how he can land his command grab and punish the opponent for jumping or backdashing to try and escape from it. Specifically, I've been testing a few different ways that he can, say, punish backdashes in his strings. Unfortunately, it's like he can do some hard reads, such as doing a forward heavy punch, which is punishable on block, which will crush counter some characters' backdashes depending on how fast they are, but not others. Yeah, not every character's backdash, not only does it, like, they have different speeds, but some of them are in the air for shorter or longer. So Ryu's gets on the ground very quickly, so this isn't even knocking him out of the air. So he can more safely punish backdashes in his strings by canceling some of his lights into his fireballs. So he can do his standing light punch or crouching light punch into the light fireball, and it will catch the opponent if they are backdashing. And he can do his heavy punches into heavy fireball, and it will do the same. But unfortunately, he doesn't really have a thing to do it off of, like standing medium punch, which is one of your main checks. If you're going to do like standing medium punch, that'll hit them if they're backdashing, but you won't get a solid conversion off of it, and you'll be fairly, like, +8, but still not close enough to really do much to the opponent. So instead, I've been looking at his, using his, like, looking at, you know, Zangief's options to play around your expectations of what your opponent's going to do, especially since G's command grab is slower than every other command grab in the game. It's not as easy to just have the opponent simply guess between jumping or backdashing or just blocking. In like you can do it in meaty situations if you think they're just going to sit there. It's easy to command throw them or rush in and command throw them, but it's difficult to get them to just stay still because of the ability to delay, jump back, and do all sorts of things, taking advantage of the slow startup of G's command grab. So instead, you can, a looser way of punishing the opponent for jumping backwards or backdashing is to use back hard punch. Back hard punch is 2 hits. The first hit hits mid, and the second hit whiffs on crouching opponents. And if the opponent is standing and both hits hit, the second hit is special cancelable. If they're crouching, the first hit is special cancelable. It is possible to option select this move for standing or crouching. The input is a little sharp, but you can essentially input a back hard punch into a quarter circle forward medium punch. For the medium fireball is the one that I think is the best choice. Sometimes a heavy fireball, but I'll talk about the options that you have off that in a second. So there, I inputted back hard punch and then a quarter circle forward medium punch for the fireball fast enough so that it didn't come out on the 2 hits, but it would come out if it only does 1 hit. Like so. If you have your opponent like reverseling with a 3-framer or a 4-framer, anything below, so if you do the first hit of back hard punch on a croucher into the heavy fireball, it will trade with 6-framers and lose to anything slower than faster than that. And medium punch fireball will beat like just about anything except for something that's invincible. And light fireball will be a true block string. So the medium punch fireball is probably the safest bet, and it has some useful conversion properties as well. So if I were to have the opponent, say, like, backdash after blocking something, so they're going to try to backdash to escape this situation, the +3 situation that's created after they block G's standing medium punch, I could try to, like, punish their backdash with something else. But I could also do that, and then this is another situation where the back hard punch is only hitting them once, which means that even if you're buffering it really quick, you'll get the first input that you buffer, which is the medium punch fireball, and it creates a specific juggle situation in which you can convert off of it. I understand. The reason why it's not working here is because Ryu's backdash is better than Ken's backdash, which is what I was working with this on. However, if I level up to level 2, it'll most certainly work because it increases the juggle potential of the fireball, which means that you can do that no matter what. At level 1, even against a character that apparently has a good backdash, you can still convert into super. If you just have a general idea that your opponent is going to be jumping or backdashing away from you, but you're not exactly precise in the timing, it's much easier to convert off of it if you're going into the heavy fireball rather than the medium fireball. But if you're doing the first hit of the back hard punch into the heavy fireball on block, 1, they can jump it, and 2, they can interrupt it with anything that's 5 frames or faster. Not that it's necessarily something they can react to. And if you get a trade with your fireball, at level 1, you'll generally be around like +7, +8. And at level 2, you'll generally be around +10 or +11. If you input the option select fast enough so that the medium punch fireball doesn't come out if the opponent is standing, which means that the 2 hits of the back hard punch come out, like so, you can instead cancel it into something else. On block, you can say cancel it into the heavy punch fireball, which becomes safer. I don't think it interrupts 4 framers or 3 framers, but I think it does interrupt 5 framers. Unlike the standing and crouching heavy punches, which when cancelled into the heavy fireball, interrupt everything but 3 framers. So yes, on block, you can cancel that into a variety of things to keep it safe. And on hit, if you get both hits regularly, or if the opponent is like just started in their jump or anything like that, you can do a delayed cancel into the light punch. At level 1 at least, you can do a delayed cancel into the light punch G smash. And then you can combo off that with a variety of things depending on what level you're in. Alternatively, if you're not confident about like the height or anything, if they've already like started their jump and you don't think you can late cancel the light punch upper such so that it will still hit the opponent, just go into the heavy fireball. And then you can juggle off that at level 1 with the EX G smash under, and at level 2 with the regular G smash under. Of course, using it in that way is only somewhat theoretical, because it is quite difficult to get the... I have not yet managed to do it in an option select fashion, where I'm option selecting the medium punch fireball and then doing a different special. Due to the negative edging, I'm not entirely sure the game will even take the inputs that fashion, and you have to be very fast with your inputs in order to not have the medium punch fireball come out. Even still, using it in this fashion to beat backdashes, even just canceling it into the medium punch fireball, as well as if the opponent isn't checking the single hit, if they are crouch blocking, into the heavy fireball. Or simply, if you can react to whether or not the opponent is standing or crouching before canceling it, since it does have an especially long cancel window. And if the opponent is standing, which is easier to see than it's easier to see when you use an attack whether or not the opponent is standing than whether or not they're getting hit or blocking. If the opponent is standing, then it'll be significantly easier to hit confirm or block confirm it into something else.
Light it up.